Jim Benning tries to save his job by acquiring Tyler Toffoli from the Los Angeles Kings for 4 pieces. With Tyler Toffoli, the Vancouver Canucks get a top 6 player that can put pucks in the net. With Brock Besser being out at least another 3 weeks, they needed to bring someone in to fill in that spot because they were running Jake Virtanen as their second line right wing, and that's not necessarily going to work out well for them. It's certainly not going to help them make the playoffs. And so, with Tyler Toffoli, they get a guy that can score 20 goals, 20 plus goals, even 30 goals at the NHL level to get them over the hump in the Western Conference, specifically in the Pacific Division, which is tight. Vancouver, as I'm writing this, I'm looking it up, are sitting at 69 points in the third place in the Pacific. Nice. Followed by Calgary at 68 and Arizona at 68. And Nashville isn't far behind at 65 with Winnipeg right there. Like, they can move out of the playoff position quite quickly if they don't right the ship. They're at 5-4-1 over the last 10. They need to fix that up, and bringing Tyler Toffoli could help. That's not going to be they're not going to change everything for them, but it could very well help. So it's setting things up well for the Vancouver Canucks, and it's setting things up so that Jim Benning may not have to look for a job in the summer. Now the question is the price too much? So they gave up Tim Schaller, Tyler Madden, which was their number one prospect in their system. They gave up a 2020 second-round pick and a conditional 2022 fourth-round pick. I understand the fourth-round pick doesn't really mean much, not only because it's a fourth round, it's a conditional pick, but it's also in 2 years from now in 2022. Who cares what's going to happen then? Jim Benning might not even be in the position anymore, so he doesn't really care about that. That's icing on the cake. That's nothing. He can give that away in his sleep. Giving away the second round pick was a definite. That was going to happen no matter where he goes and no matter what the trade was actually going to be. At least a second round pick in this year's draft. Giving up Tyler Madden, that sucks. That's the number one prospect in their system. They didn't need to lose him, but they did to get this trade done. That's how desperate, maybe not desperate, that's how dedicated Jim Benning is to making this trade happen and bringing in someone who can push them over the edge and hopefully add the goals that they need to stave off some of the other teams in the Pacific Division. Forgot what division they're in for some reason. And then Tim Schaller, fourth line player, just kind of makes the salaries work. Obviously, you're bringing in Tyler Toffoli. He's got a decent sized cap hit. So if you can move a little bit of cap in terms of Tim Schaller, you do it. So it's not like he didn't go for broke in this trade, Jim Benning, but he at least traded a lot more than we thought was going to need. You can debate me on whether 4 pieces is a lot more or not, but it's still more. It's double what we thought. It's a bit. Would I have liked to see other teams make this? Yeah, my New York Islanders, that would have been great. I don't like this is the type of trade they should have made. If you're going to go in and bring someone in, this is the type of guy you do it for. He's a rental, but he's a top 6 rental, and that's what the New York Islanders need. For the Los Angeles Kings, they made out really well in this trade. Again, they got 4 pieces for Tyler Toffoli, who was going to move anyways. They were going to trade him at this trade deadline, or he was going to leave in free agency at the end. So you either get something for him or get nothing for him, and they got 4 pieces. The main one, obviously, is Tyler Madden, who's the number one prospect in the Vancouver Canucks system. Now add that to the list of promising young players they already have in terms of Alex Turcotte, Arthur Kaliev, and Gabriel Varaldi, and you have 4 players that could eventually slot into their top 6. That's a huge position of power for what was already the number 1 ranked prospect pool in the NHL based on Scott Wheeler. That's a huge move forward for the Los Angeles Kings, who also now, thanks to this second round pick that they picked up, have 10 picks in this year's draft. 10! They had 9 last year. This is how you restock a cupboard. You take what you had that isn't working and you sell it off for pieces. And they're building that up slowly. So good job for Rod Blake today. This was a good trade for him and a good trade for the Los Angeles Kings. Okay, so grades, the Vancouver Canucks get a B-. They didn't necessarily overpaid, but it's clear that there was a bidding war and Jim Benning did not want to be outbid, so he gave it all he got to get Tyler Toffoli, and he got him. Hopefully it works out for them. But because you gave off your number 1 prospect, I'm not a big fan of this trade. Specifically for a rental, you give off your number 1 future prospect. Eesh. B- though. B-. For the Los Angeles Kings, I give them an A grade on this. Again, they got the number 1 prospect in the Vancouver Canucks system. That's a big win for them. And they get another draft pick out of it in the second round. That's their 10th pick this year. And they're not done. They still haven't shipped off Alec Martinez as I'm recording this. So A grade for the Los Angeles Kings, B- for the Vancouver Canucks. If you like this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and you'll never miss another one. Top 6 players even. I don't know why I did 5 there. Top 6 players. There we go. Maybe not just in the tripping over my words. That's 4 players that could slop in. Unbelievable.